Pow wow yo yippee yay. This is the DAO Talk number 3. I hope you guys have been well and you're excited about this new volume. This one is going to be a slightly little shorter one. We're going to dig directly into obviously what's industry happening, what's happening with Tron again. Then we're going to dig into essentially what is the project of the week. We're going to talk about Decentraland, which is a really cool one. We're going to obviously talk about the crypto markets, how it's evolving. And at the end, we're going to talk about SwissBorg, the wealth app, obviously about the beta, and as well, perhaps what will be the new coins we're going to be listing. So it's going to be a really exciting one, guys. So further ado, let's probably dig into this. Let's make myself smaller and let's enjoy the ride. By the way, guys, we're still looking forward to receive your amazing pics about yourself, your family, whoever you think. And if you don't want to show your faces, you just want to show like different images about SwissBorg, but I want us to create this cool animation like that. We can have a really cool intro for the Pow Wow DAO. So please bring it up, send it to me, and it'll be very cool to stand. Let's start with the meme of the day. The world has a limited supply of fiat to buy a limited supply of 21 million bitcoins. What does that refer to? Warren Buffett, obviously, being an anti-crypto dude. That sucks for him. And at the same time, the fact that, yeah, well, on one side, you know, you have QE that's printed $7 billion since all these different Lehman and other banks that have just, made a shitload of mistakes and now we're paying for it. And that other side, you have the best monetary solution was decentralized with no feds printing, cash, and that every unit that is used, it's based on algorithms and not based on just like, oh, let's get a war to this country, oh, let's print like 5 billion or trillion and this have inflation model of whatever. Well, talking about this wise man, who is he linked to? And again, you're going to say, oh, come on, Cyrus, you've been talking about too often about this guy. But yes, Justin Sun is back in the news of the week. Justin, well, we know that he paid $5 million to have a dinner with him. And the main reason he said to do that was obviously for self-PR, which is very good, Justin, about that. But in the same way, to convince Mr. Buffett to get into crypto. Well, those $5 million were not so well invested because, well, essentially Warren still believes that crypto, it's bullshit. There's nothing behind it. And that there's no legal backing to it, there's no real use cases to it, and that decentralized finance will never happen, that the monetary solutions have been put in place for ages and decades, and that's the reason why it's always going to work. Well, then when you look into it, it's like, okay, why does Warren Buffett, is he really the smartest investor of all time? Well, first thing, he pretty much never invested into any tech stocks, any growth stocks. He didn't go into Tesla. He didn't go into Apple besides in 2017, so like 20 years later, okay? Never got into Google, Facebook, Uber. He never got into all these new models. I mean, no doubt, he's a really fundamental, smart investor, and he has good faith, he's a good guy, and I'm not going to take out a credit about it, but in terms of tech stocks and technology himself, I mean, seriously, the guy, look at his portfolio, and then you realize why he's against all of us. Well, American Express, Bank of America, Bank of New York Mellon, Delta Airlines, JP Morgan, Moody's, and blah, blah, and all these different financial companies. So obviously, he doesn't want that to change. He wants to make sure that his buddies that put in place over there, Jamie Dimon, all the other guys, stay in place and rule the world and make sure that the US dollar is still the strongest monetary system in the world. And obviously, when you're playing in that game for so long time, you're not going to try to go to essentially, go and play on the other fence of the side. You're going to stay with the rich people and you're going to receive your massive dividends. That plays out to $4 billion, I think so, per year, which is a crazy amount of money. And for Justin, well, dude, you paid $5 million. You could have had dinner with me. We'd have talked about, what's the future of Tron, what's the future of digitalized finance, what's the future of SwissBorg, and how we could have worked together. If you're interested by doing that, please let me know. I will probably not fly into to China right away, but I'll be there very soon, and I'll be happy to meet you. What is the quote of the week? Chain of habits are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. That is from, let's see who it is. Warren Buffett, obviously. While he's drinking that horrible cherry Coke can, which is one of his biggest stock, which is a cool thing though, because when you think about it, he owns stocks, he owns the product, he loves the product, self-promotion, makes money. That doesn't make sense. But seriously, come on, if you drink Coke when you're 85 every day, I don't think so. It's the best things, and you should probably break that bad chain of habit. And maybe one you should break as well is get into crypto. Nevertheless, big respect to Warren Buffett. I love the guy. He's been a great philanthropist, and he's do a lot of great things for finance. Talking about finance, let's talk about Bitcoin on the short term. Not much has changed. We have seen this, same channels and same resistance that is close to that 11,000. That's being, not tested for right now. We've tested the 10,400 period pretty much twice. We're testing the 10,000 right now. The resistance is still near that, 9,000, 9,500. And if we're playing back and forth, mean reversion, it's being hard to essentially exploit the different trend followings for the time being. However, on the long run, we're very confident that, if we do break that, 10,500 to we could go to 13,000, and if we break that 13,000, we are on for an amazing ride. Same goes with Ether as well. Nothing has changed on that side. What's interesting though is that as this coronavirus is heating up, and we got now even cases in Italy, a lot of cases in Italy. There's some cases maybe possible here in Switzerland as well. That there's a lot of people that have been going back to safe events, the big institutional money. So a lot of monies are inflowed, went to CHF, some went into gold as well. Not so much into Bitcoin, and we're seeing the correlation between gold and actually Bitcoin is not that great. And that is quite good, because why would you get into Bitcoin if your correlation is one with Bitcoin, to gold? So if the correlation was very high between gold and Bitcoin, there won't be a great use case for Bitcoin. And the fact that it's not that correlated, it's actually really good. And that will be probably a great way where, big institutional investors could get in. And I think so that's very favorable. However, for the time being, it's easier to get into Swiss francs, easier to get into gold. But as soon as we'll bring in the smart engine and get massive volume with great liquidity, and for sure we'll be able to hopefully link that to big financial institutions, then maybe Bitcoin will be one of those big safe haven plays, or at least a good way to essentially diversify portfolios of these big institutional guys. Project of the week, Decentraland. I'm sure you heard about it. If you haven't heard about it, it's the Second Life. It's the sim on the chain. It's a great game where people could buy different venues, essentially build an ecosystem. And the great thing about that is it's plugged into the blockchain ecosystem. There's Mana, their tokens, ERC-20 token, which has a great market cap, 53 million. There's 35,000 addresses around the world. That is a very high amount of people. So I really like it for that. It's in the top 100, which is great. There's been a lot of transfers. They're pretty much on all different big exchanges. They have as well, obviously, ERC-721 token. That's for non-fungible tokens, for all the different assets that you guys want to buy on their platform. I think so. It's great. Right now, there's only a web browser. You could get into it, but it's really, it's a great way to essentially, have a second life on the chain and be able to trade different instruments. They're talking about virtual reality. They're talking about how you can play with mobile app, and I really believe that this is one of the great use cases. There's still not so many users. I think so roughly 4,000 people are playing on a daily basis, which is good, not great. But really like the team, like the idea behind it, and definitely believe that this has a great use case within the blockchain industry. Dio Swag of the Week, Itchy K, my God, this man is one son of a gun, as my dad used to say. He's the toughest guy ever. Love him from the deep bottom from my heart. We've seen this guy a zillion times to every meetup we have in London, every thread that's on the CC community chat, or if it's on the regular Telegram chat, he's always there. He's always to answer. He's been a warrior. He was recently hospitalized, and the first thing he did is actually show up his strength and get out of the hospital with a SwissBorg t-shirt. So I think so this is amazing. It's so inspiring to have people like him within the ecosystem. He's now very healthy, and we're really proud about that and super happy. So again, Itchy K, you're the man. See you soon in London. It'll be great to catch up. And again, thank you for being such a great example towards the entire community, and wish you the best recovery ever. Community app, we're 87,000. I think so we're even 89,000, not too sure. We're close to that 90,000. We should break it before the launch to get to 100,000. So please, guys, do the maximum noise, refers, and I'm sure you're enjoying the app. Right now, the number one is earning 0.5 BTC. That's a great amount of money. I hope you guys are in the badge of honor, Hall of Fame, sorry. If you haven't, please get into it, especially the big borgers that you guys are. You should get that Hall of Fame, guys. Fireworks! Kelly Klein, as you guys saw her last week, she just joined, and she bring up with a really cool thing about what is SwissBorg. So SwissBorg, it's a supervised license in Estonia. It's a wealth management ecosystem that's accessible, fair, and community-centric before all. Well, it has an ICO, and it's one of the most successful one in Switzerland and in the world. And what does it shakes the industry. We saw Litis that is unfair. It has a smart exchange of cryptos and the best price and liquidity for multiple exchanges. It's B like blockchain, obviously. New technology has helped us to achieve the more equitable future. It's originated by a certain Cyrus the Good and Anthony the Summit in 2015. It's the first decentralized referendums on the Ethereum blockchain, allowing the community to vote on the team's projects, and growth of dozen experts and 50 around the world, and more importantly, the DEO community that today is growing on a daily basis and is unstoppable. Really cool way to express what is SwissBorg. Very original. Really liked it. Great. Warm welcome to Kelly. She's going to be awesome with us. Kryptonites. Mark Berninger, a good friend of mine. I like him very much, being a very successful entrepreneur in Switzerland. He's been really in the fintech space way before everyone else. Did some successful IPOs, exits. He's been in the cryptosphere through crypto finance, one of the big institutional players here in Switzerland. He's been on numbers, board advisories on different banks. He's a rock star here in Switzerland. He was obviously at Davos, multiple different talks he had, and obviously he had to have a talk with Kryptonite. So this is premiering tomorrow, Wednesday night evening. Please comment, share, love, and enjoy with popcorn. Events, as you guys know, yes, this is happening. London from the 9th of 12th. We're having great events. We're having a blockchain on chain, a lot of confirmed speakers from Zilka, and a lot of different other blockchains will be coming. It's going to be super cool. New place as well. Waterloo Auditorium, really cool space. Looking forward to see all you guys there. And again, DeFi versus Central Fi. Alex and myself will be hosting a great talk together during Crypto Compare. Beta test app. As you guys know, we have now 91 users that have been participated with an external phase, which is really cool. You guys been able to do much things in the beta. I'm sure you've been appreciating it, and thank you all for the warm welcomes. You know, Michelle and all the different people have been sending a lot of loving messages, what I really, really care, and really boosts my appetite to kick ass. Actually, with that being said, we had some problems today between 2:30 to 3 o'clock. The idea was to process multiple thousand transactions within that very small time frame to see how scalable and where the problems are coming from. We had multiple different bugs that occurred. Obviously, the tech team was waiting for that, and that's why it's a beta, and are working on it since 3 o'clock, and they won't be stopping until we reach the top, and we'll be figuring out exactly how to do this soft launch in the most 5-star way. Product roadmap, listing. A lot of people have asked, okay guys, we're gonna get Bitcoin, we're gonna get Ether, we're gonna get CHSB token, what are the next tokens? Well, we've thought about it very carefully. The tokens that we will accept and will trade within the SwissBorg Wealth app will be tokens that really have a great use case, that have a great track record, where we understand the philosophy of the founders and where they want to head, make sure that we create alliance with these people and these different DEOs, and make sure they're profitable too, right? You want to make sure that these guys bring in some skin in the game, but you want to make some profit out of it. And that's really what we're thinking. We're very much against some policy of some exchange that, ask for so much cash to get in. And that's not blockchain. That is, IPO, 1.0 banking, old school thing. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is really create synergies, really create a win-win situation. And most exchange of today, what have they been doing? They ask you for $1 million or less or more, and they just essentially list you, and that's it. And you get some volume, you get some appetite. Is that good for the token? Yes, on the short run. On the long run, as we saw, most of these tokens that paid $1 million to get on Binance, they're now dead. Their projects are like bankrupt. And who did they benefit the money? You, ICO contributors, gave to Binance $1 million. That's what happens. Or to the other exchanges. And I don't think that's super cool. Obviously, there's other ways to get listed on these great exchanges as well, but some of them were not really cool. So what we're trying to do is very different. We believe in collaboration is the highest way of really creating synergies, and we've been talking to a lot of different projects around the world, and through Crypto Night, thanks to Alex, he's given us a great way to plug in a lot of these different ecosystems. And we really, as today, we haven't listed any projects. We're in discussion with multiple ones, but we really want to make sure that there's a great win-win situation. And what we'll be offering for them is a big amount of different services in terms of technology, which is wallet integration, smart engine configuration, backend logic, mobile screens. More importantly, in the product, we'll have to design it. We'll do a marketplace design really cool way. A legal conflict, legal will have to look at the classification of the token, company due diligence, making sure all the fundamentals are right. On the investment side, the token analysis. More importantly, we'll have to as well make the hourly asset analysis that you guys are already doing on a daily Bitcoin analysis on the community app, but we'll have this hourly. We'll be helping them to promote this through different videos, different contexts, articles, promotions, and we really want to make sure that, again, if you're part of the SwissBorg tribe, you're part of our DEO, you're getting listed in the opportunity of our community, our tribe to invest into your project, is because you have amazing token, because you have an amazing product that's behind that token, and as well you have the great philosophy that we're aligned with, and that's how we create great synergies. We're not looking for a big amount of money. We're looking at how we could offer the best way for our community to invest At the same times, we could, look at the best way. So we talked about a lot of different other projects in the past. These are not, again, these are not a list of people we're going to listed. It's just some different peoples that we had, and essentially, yeah, that is what we really want to offer on the table. It's such a much bigger and greater than just getting, listing fees, but real synergy and tokens that do make sense. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Again, comment, like, share it with your loved ones. Again, please send your pictures, videos, and let's make this Pow Wow DAO a little bit more famous. So share it, like it, and guys, by deep of my heart, as always, love you very much. My name is Cyrus Fazel, proud CEO here to serve you guys. Take care. Talk soon.